we're the Buccaneers. Ho, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Offense, defense. Now we're here to say, make the walk the plank, throw them in Tampa Bay. Bay, 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 Bay,
Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, I say Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, we the Bucks. You know they brought the crew, so we gotta turn them up. No matter if we run, blow, the offense on the roll, and the defense can't stop, and they screaming, let's go. Get it, got it, he gone. That boy took that thing down to the end zone. And the only thing on my mind is just bucking your time, and I'ma ride. Let's go Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, I say Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey. Not fire the cannons, I wanna hear them go. The other team better hurry up and lead them. Fly right past them, let them running like. Put a big hit on them, make the crowd go. Now raise the flags, cause I wanna see them. Gotta make sure the other team fans see them. And the only thing on my mind is just bucking your time, and I'ma ride. Now let's go Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, I say Tampa, hey, get Tampa,
What's going on, Buccaneer fans? Welcome back to another edition of the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Big shout out to you guys for tuning in. We have a really good show lined up. It is Patriots week. Very exciting time for me being from Massachusetts. I get to see my Buccaneers absolutely wipe the floor with your New England Patriots. For you Patriot fans joining us, I'm just kidding. Real quickly, make sure you guys join the Frozen Pirate Podcast, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Instagram, X, Facebook, thank you. Appreciate it. But head on over to YouTube. That way you can join us in the comment section. I have a really good show lined up for you guys. A couple of stories to tell. Also, today, loaded show. We got a special treat for you guys at the end. I have a couple of guests jumping on. As always, Daniel Morales of Fear of the Bay is well rested. Buccaneers had a bye week. I hope the Bucs are well rested. We're going to be talking about the Patriots and Buccaneers, a little bit about both teams and how they match up against one another. 8:30, Ralph comes in. We're going to be talking about the trade deadline, everything that happened, the winners and losers of that. And then at 9 p.m., Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports is going to join us. And with the knowledge that Leo has, it's only fitting I do the matchup vault with him. And we're going to discuss the 2007 New England Patriots going up against the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they were to meet in a Super Bowl environment, how would that game, what would determine either one of those teams to win the game, and how would they win that game? Leo and myself will break it down. Also have another guest joining us. I'm not sure if he's going to join. That's why I'm not going to put the name out there, but he could pop in at any time. But yeah, I'm excited to do that. And I feel like it was fair to do that, the 07 Patriots and 2002 Bucks, because that's a time where the game was still kind of the same. It's not a completely different era. It's kind of pretty close to one another. And I just think that would be a pretty cool matchup, you know. So without further ado, let's bring in the guest, Mr. Daniel Morales of Fear of the Bay. Daniel, what's going on, brother? How we doing?
How's it going, buddy? This is going to be a really cool matchup. I know for you too. This is, when the season started, I didn't expect the New England Patriots to be as good as they are currently. This is going to be a really, really fun matchup to watch this Sunday. I'm excited.
Yeah. So real quickly, you know, the past 2 weeks have been like very tiring. I'm glad the Buccaneers ended. We'll call it the midway point for us because it's our bye week. We're coming off the bye week now. Big win over the New Orleans Saints. Looked a little shaky. We'll get into that. But, you know, a lot of rough days for me in the lead up of that. I had to rebuild the whole front end of the Escalade. Wasn't happy about that. Shout out to my buddy Josh. And then I wound up breaking my phone, and it took Apple like 4 days. Like, I don't even want to get into that. So I finally got my phone back. I wasn't, for those of you out there saying, oh, did he quit the pot? No, I just, a lot has been going on. You know, it's hard to get some stuff going when you have no phone either. They gave me a lender phone. I was supposed to get my phone on a Friday. Didn't get it until Monday. So yeah, thanks a lot, Apple. I appreciate that. I couldn't do anything. Like it was just terrible. But it's Buccaneers Patriots week, Daniel. And for those people who've been watching the show, like I said, guys, feel free to comment. Let us know what you think about this Buccaneers Patriot matchup. Where's everybody's head at? Because the Patriots are coming in 7-2, I believe.
Yep.
Exceeding expectations, in my opinion. So this may not sound popular with my co-hosts Dino and Jamie, but when Drake May was drafted, very good draft class. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, the list goes on. Caleb Williams. One name I said was going to be better than all of them, and that was Drake May. I did say that. I still stand by that. I said longevity. I think this kid's got the potential to have a great career, and I think he's going to end up better than those guys. Going into year 2, new coaching staff. Mike Vrabel comes in, is really coached up that team well. A little shaky in the beginning, and I predicted them to finish second place in their division. Did not expect them to be 7-2. This is an interesting matchup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Daniel. I've been listening to a lot of Patriots media, their radio. I'm going to mention one radio station that I think you Buccaneer fans will find pretty comical. And I'm open to a debate with this guy. I really am, just because. So I was listening to the media, and basically Drake May is better than Baker. Drake May they rank Drake May over Baker. I don't understand how you can do that. I get the statistics, but before we get into that, what's your opinion on something like that? Do you think would you put Drake May over Baker Mayfield right now in this part of the season?
Baker Mayfield, he started off really hot. We were talking about him being an MVP candidate, and I think ever since the 49ers game, he's been a bit off. If you remember, inside the 49ers game, back-to-back plays, he missed Emeka Buka, who was wide open across the field.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, he hasn't been as accurate, hasn't been on point. Detroit overthrew Tez Johnson, underthrew Emeka Buka in the end zone, overthrew also later on. So if he was playing like the MVP level Baker before the San Francisco game, I think that would be absurd. But right now, like who's the overall better quarterback is Baker Mayfield. But right now, I would rank Drake May ahead of Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying he's the overall better quarterback, but right now, who's the hotter quarterback? It would be hard to argue against that.
Yeah. Again, I like what Drake May's doing. I really do, Daniel. But here's one problem. So if we take a look at, and I'm gonna pull up the New England Patriots schedule here. It just, because it blows my mind. So long story short, I called 98.5 The Hub. It's a radio station out here in Massachusetts. And again, I just kind of wanted to see where everybody's head was at. What are they saying? So I call in and I say, hey, man, I'm a Bucs fan. I cover the team. I do a little show on the team. Just kind of listening to you guys. A lot of people are complaining out here, even though they're 7-2, man. 7-2. Complaining. We didn't do nothing at the trade deadline. Why didn't we trade? Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? So I'm listening to all this, and I'm like, hey, man, it's Bucs Patriots week. I'll call in. I'll give them my 2 cents. And I said, hey, I don't think you guys needed to give up the farm to go get somebody. If you were going to do that, a guy like A.J. Brown, if you could get him and you could take on that salary, at the age of 28, 29, that'd be a good fit because he could be the number one guy. That's a win-win. You guys, that's a win-win because you can compete. 7-2, you got a game. You're a game ahead of the Buffalo Bills. I get that, but everybody's in an uproar because they didn't do anything. And I said, hey, it's okay that they didn't do anything. Just because of the simple fact you got to build through the draft, and then I'm getting cut off. And mind you, this is like 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds in. Wait, and I'm like, wait a minute. Let me respectfully, let me finish my point. Like, let me talk. And it's your radio station, your show. You have 4, 5, 6 hours that you're talking. Give me a minute to just explain myself. I'm like, look, it's okay that they didn't trade. You didn't give it to the farm because you want to accumulate those draft picks. I think the Patriots, they were saying something that the Patriots got like 4 6-round draft. Who cares? Beautiful. You know how many players you can find in that round? So long story short, 'cause I'm kind of rambling on. I'm a little taken back by this. it kind of makes me appreciate what we have down there in Tampa for the media outlets for those guys. So I'm like, it's okay that you didn't trade. It's okay you didn't get nothing. You know, like you want to build a team through those draft picks. We have a guy here in Tampa by the name of Jason Light. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him. You know, came from the Patriots. He built this team. Like 80% of this roster is previous drafts.
Yep.
And then basically hang up the phone on me. I don't want to hear about the Buccaneers. Like just trashing me. Like I'm crazy. All because I didn't agree with you don't have to go out and hit a home run. You didn't have to give up a player. You didn't have to give up the farm and draft picks. What I really wanted to say was you're all effing idiots. And this is why you guys have lost your division since Brady's been gone. Maybe you guys should be the GM. You know, maybe I might call back in tomorrow. I'm sure they'll love that. But I mean, and then I'm hearing, oh, I hate people like that. They just want to talk over you. Talk over you. I got, what, a minute to say something on the air? You're interrupting me. Like, I couldn't believe it. The guy's name is Felger and Maz. That's the show. Just buffoons. And I sent them a message. I said, hey, I'm doing a show tonight. Here's an open invite. Feel free to jump in. You know, instead of hanging up the phone on me, you know, back up your statements. How come the Patriots haven't hired you for your GM position? Just crazy, crazy nonsense, man. But even at 7-2, they're not happy. Don't understand that. Even at 7, and I'm not, and Patriot fans, because I know I got some Patriot fans watching. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. But I'm not saying like all of you. It's just the media. No wonder why you guys are miserable. Stop listening to these guys. I'm sorry. Just it's some of the things I was hearing was absurd. And honestly, Daniel, I shut it off and I turned on WDAE and I just started listening to T-Kraz and stuff like that. I was like, finally, T-Kraz has some crazy takes sometimes too. But I mean, like, at least there's some stuff to back it up. You know, this is just complete nonsense. I see you, Ryan. Sorry, but I can't listen to those guys. The media out there for the Patriots is garbage. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's just garbage. But what's not garbage is they're coming into to Tampa, 1:00. Interesting that Godwin won't be ready. I mean, we kind of figured that. Bucky didn't practice. This is kind of concerning me. What about you?
Yeah, Luke could be back. They open up the 21-day window to activate him back from IR, but I thought Bucky was going to be, we got to see how the week plays out, but I thought Bucky was going to be a contender to come back in for this game against the New England Patriots. Chris Godwin, I think that's going to be an issue. I think it's probably.
I don't think we see him. I don't think we see him until December.
It seems like he re-aggravated something with the fibula or some screws or I don't know. It's a messy situation. Even if he comes back, I don't think we get the Chris Godwin of 2024, before week number 7 I think he's already hit his peak, and whatever we get from him in the future is going to be much lower than what we got before. He's still going to be, I think he becomes a possession wide receiver. He's not going to be, Emeka Buka he's going to take his role. He's going to take his slot in this offense. I want to go back real quick to the trade talk you were talking about with the New England Patriots. I think them not making a move. Baker Mayfield talked about today. Sometimes you make these trades, they're risky, and you bring in a guy who doesn't fit the culture. I think Drake May, a young guy, I think he's proven, last year was a bit rough up and down, but he's proven this year that he is their franchise quarterback. He's their quarterback for the future. And I think you already have one diva wide receiver with Stephon Diggs. I would not bring, if I'm the GM for the New England Patriots or executive vice president, whatever they have, they're a little bit of a different situation. I don't bring in A.J. Brown because then you have two diva wide receivers. That's not good for a young quarterback.
I think it works 1 year. That's it. I think that, like, if they made that trade, I think you're good for 1 year. But holy hell, man, going into year 2 with those two guys, that could be a problem. And I say A.J. Brown because him and Mike Vrabel drafted him. They have a good relationship. And I figured, I'm not really sold on Stephon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been producing and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't know, man. I see a lot more of Cardi B than him.
Yeah, ever since the torn ACL, he's not the prime Stephon Diggs anymore also. But yeah, I would not put my quarterback in a scenario where we have two diva wide receivers. A.J. Brown, even when he's winning, Vrabel, he's close to him, but he's not the offensive coordinator. He's not running the offense. He's going to take shots. He did that already with the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. But Yeah, I think for the Buccaneers, I think it was expected. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
wanted some kind of trade from Jason Light. Jason Light loves his draft picks, as he stated. You saw we could do even a 7th-round draft pick with Tez Johnson this year in this year's draft, a 5th-round draft pick with Elijah Roberts. He pretty much this draft class he hit on every single pick. We don't know what David Walker is yet, but besides David Walker, that question mark, I think we could say he hit on every single one of those picks, and that is hard for you to do in a draft class. Uh, but I didn't expect any move to be made by Jason Light. I know some people really wanted a wide receiver. I don't think you need to go
Right.
out and draft a wide receiver. I think you can make it work with what you have right now. Mekabuka, the 2 Johnsons, Cam Johnson, Tez Johnson. Hopefully McMillan comes back, but he's still in a neck brace since week 2.
Well, I heard he's got some bone fragments
It
or
was a
something
neck
in the
fracture.
neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not that's not good.
We were told it was a neck sprain. Now we learn it was a
Yeah.
neck fracture. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So
It's not good. I
no.
honestly, if they're saying that there's like broken bones in there, like little
Mhm.
pieces of broken bones, I mean, for those of you out there, if you watched that injury, that was bad. That didn't look good.
Yep.
I don't think we see him this season. I don't think so. If it's that serious, you're not seeing McMillan this season.
Yep.
That's why, to what you were saying, people calling for a wide receiver. I don't think we needed a wide receiver. I mean, I think you can do with what you have right now. There's guys available in free agency. If it gets to that point, there's still some decent guys out there in free agency that they could pick up. I don't think that was a main concern because I think once you get Bucky back, now you have Bucky and Rashad.
Yeah.
Rashad is almost like a wide receiver a little bit. You can use him as a wide receiver, catching passes out of the backfield and stuff like that. And I feel like you can rely. I see guys like Tez, these younger guys, Emeka, Buka, and Tez. Eventually, you watch by week 15, even 14, 15, 16, it's going to be go, go, go. You're already banged up. You already know what the NFL is like. You know what your body needs to do to recover. Tez is not used to playing full games in the NFL. You're starting to see him get a little bit more comfortable every week. He's starting to become a little bit more of that home run hitter. I wouldn't be surprised if you start. I'm not saying he's going to be, a Dante Hall like the Chiefs could be, or a Devin Hester or anything like that. But I mean, you're starting to see him slowly emerge. He's getting more comfortable every game, and I think that's a positive sign. I feel like the biggest concern for me was tight end position. I like Cade. But I get why they're doing what they're doing because right now the offensive line is banged up. But I wouldn't have mind if I seen a notification on my phone that the Buccaneers traded for David Njoku of the Browns, or a Mark Andrews. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have mind seeing another tight end. And I get it. These tight ends are meant to block and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what. You look at Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. Brady loved Gronk, and there was a reason why, because, it'd be 3rd and 11. Where was he going? Down the middle to Gronk. Nobody was stopping him. It was a security blanket. And I feel like Baker's kind of missing his security blanket. There's only so many times you're going to go to the well to Emeka Ibuka. There's only so many times you can hit that shot with Ted Johnson. It's the offense is kind of predictable right now with Bucky not being in there, with Mike not being in there, with Chris not being in there. They have to be almost perfect on these drives, and they can't, and we're starting off slow. But outside of that, I have a lot of faith in them right now. I think the bye week came at the perfect time. You agree? I mean, I think it was the best possible time we could have got a bye week. I'm not expecting the Buccaneers to wipe the floor with the New England Patriots by any means, because they're going to come down here and they're going to play. I just don't know how that game's going to go. You get what I'm saying? Because the Patriots are kind of due for a loss. What are they? 5-game winning streak?
6
Or
game.
something? 6-game winning streak. And the Bucks problem right now is they can't start on offense right away. They're stalling. And I get why. You're banged up. But one thing I think that's going to make a difference in this game, that Buccaneer defense makes me very excited to watch this team. They know that the offense is banged up, Daniel. And they're legitimately trying to score on defense. You saw it against the Saints. I mean, we got robbed. How many touchdowns on defense? 2?
Yeah, like with those, the bad calls and Antoine Winfield Jr.'s fumble recovery that
You
didn't
know what I'm
get caught
saying?
for some phantom whistle that I didn't hear.
I seen that and I was just like, oh, here we go again. Why? Why us? Why with all the bull spit calls on us? I don't understand this. It's the truth.
No,
Why?
yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's just I had to get that off my chest because this is a big game for the Bucks. This is, I see a lot of Patriot fans. I've been on the Twitter. I've been posting on their their sites and stuff like that, man. They got a good vibe on them right now, and I understand that. Josh McDaniels, let's talk about him real quick as an offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive coordinator. Head coach, absolutely not. Offensive coordinator, I think he's the best choice for Drake May. What do you say? What do you know about Mr.? I mean, there was a couple of Buck fans that were calling for him when we had Byron Leftwich. I don't know if you remember that.
I think sometimes that's exactly what you said. Some guys are better fitted as offensive coordinators than head coaches. I think a lot of people are really, if you look down in Miami, they're really loading on Mike McDaniels. And I think if Josh Broussard moves on, I always see him. I've seen him as, it's a mess in Miami right now, but I've always seen him as one of the brightest minds in football, brightest offensive minds. If Josh Broussard was to leave, he would be my first external choice to come into Tampa and lead this offense. The way he uses motions to get guys open, so creative.
Mike
It's a
McDaniels.
mess.
Wow. You know what? We got to save that. I got to put that in the notes because that way, if that happens, man, I'm going to say Daniel called that.
But you're going to hear a lot of guys, no, he's trash. He does. No, before this year, you wouldn't have said that. And if he would have came to your team as an offense coordinator, you would have been extremely happy with that. So,
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go real quick back to the trade talk. You were talking about Buccaneers trading for a tight end. I wouldn't have trade for a tight end, and I just think Josh Broussard hasn't opened up this offense for a tight end to be that trade of a value, like to go out for a tight end to draft. I think Kate Ott has a lot of potential. He's in a contract year. We seen him last year when after week number 7 when Mike Evans went down, Chris Godwin went down. He was the guy who Baker Mayfield looked to. We just haven't seen that version. We saw a little bit in the Seattle game. We just haven't seen that version of Kate Otten this year.
Right.
And I still have hope in Kate Otten. I still even have hope in a guy like Devin Cope, who is a tight end 3 on this team. I think he has 4.52 speed. I liked what I saw in training camp. He just really not being utilized at all. Payne Durham, big body tight end. He could be a red zone threat. I think these tight ends are just not being utilized properly, and I think part of that is just because of the fact
blocking.
that they need them as blockers. Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have gone if I was to make a trade. If I was Jason Light, I would have looked defense. I would have looked down in Miami, inside linebacker Jordan Brooks. I would have looked there possibly. He's 28, 29, but you can have him for maybe 3-4 years. He's still solid play. And then also because Levante David, this is likely his last year. At least you have one guy in there who you know is a solid starter. You have to see the jury's still out on Savasi Dennis. You could possibly draft 1 or 2 inside linebackers in the draft this year. But also, I would have looked down or up in New York with the Jets. They were doing a fire sale. They got rid of Gardner. They got rid of Quinton Williams. I would have looked at.
Who do you think won that trade? Real quick,
Huh?
who do you think won that trade? Do you think the Colts won that trade, or you know what this trade reminds me a lot of? That year the Bucks traded for Darrelle Revis.
I think they got rid of Revis.
It's like deja vu all over again.
But the jury's going to be out. It's going to be who do they draft? Who do their coach draft with, or who do the Jets draft with these picks?
Loaded with first-round picks.
Yeah, they have a lot of draft capital.
You know what? I hate to get off topic, but I mean, I guess considering we're talking about the Patriots, the Jets are in the division. I don't mind what the Jets are doing. I think Aaron Glenn is just basically saying, you know what? I've seen enough after this many games. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. The hell with you guys. See you later. And it's not a popular thing to do. I don't think Aaron Glenn is a bad coach. I don't. I just think that he's weeding out weak links in that team. And I'm not saying Sauce Gardner is a bad player, but I don't know. Drake London cooked you. Not Drake London. Emeka Ibuka cooked you. And you just haven't been right all season. What's his salary cap number? I think it's like 31.
He's the highest. Yeah, I think 30 or 31 million. It's a lot. And if Keith had ranked as a 22nd best corner this year, like he's not performing like a $30 million corner.
Yeah, that's too much, to let a rookie cook you like that. And you're supposed to be the second coming of Darrelle Revis. That's crazy. But with this matchup with the Pats and the Buccaneers, it's I think it's closer than a lot of people think, man. I do. I've seen a couple of score predictions here and there, and as the week goes on, I'm gonna do another show as we get closer, to give my final prediction. Because right now, Daniel and myself, we're just kind of going off of the he said, she said stuff and how these both these teams look. Did you get to watch the Patriots and Falcons game by any chance? Or
I
no?
haven't watched it. I'm gonna watch it pretty soon, but
All right. You know what? Do you have access to the all 22 stuff? Oh no.
no, I'm gonna watch the 15 minutes NFL post, like 15 minutes of most of these games.
I gotta send you my account so you can have access to that. You get to watch the all 22 because I like to watch the all 22. It's fun to watch, and I think that's like a cliche thing to say, but I like to watch the all 22. You get to see the game from different angles, from coaches' film, and I like that. One thing I did notice about the Patriots is that they like to run the football up the middle a lot. Drake May loves to go to his check down all the time. I noticed, but the one thing with the Patriots is they're not afraid to take a deep shot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. I think right now he's one of the best deep ball quarterbacks in the league, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Continue. Yeah.
Not only that, though, again, going back to this evenly matched game, in my opinion, you want to take those deep shots, be careful, because you have Tyke Smith and you have Antoine Winfield Jr. Antoine Winfield Jr. looks like a man possessed right now. Past couple of games, he's been balling out. And I think this is going to be a good test for Drake May going up against a Todd Bowles defense. I don't know what Todd Bowles is going to do here. I don't know if he blitzes Drake May heavy. I think the Falcons did the Falcons should have won that game, in my opinion. They lost the game. They should have tied it. They missed a field goal. Whatever. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that to the New England Patriots, but I mean, the Buccaneers' strong suit right now for me is the defense, and I think the defense needs to come out and play, and they need to start off. I don't mind if the Buccaneers kick the ball off to start the game. I actually prefer them to do that. I want to see Drake May take the field first, and I want to see what the Patriots got in that first drive. I'm telling you, this is going to be a physical game. If you look back the past couple of Buccaneers games with the Patriots, I've been witness to one of them right here in Foxborough, Tom Brady's homecoming game. That was fun. We won because the Patriots missed a field goal right off the upright. I remember that. And then the other time when Gerald McCoy was here, we came up short. I think that was the year Brady won another Super Bowl. That's when we were in our Color Rush jerseys. A lot of field goals in that game. Every time the Bucs and Patriots play each other, it's pretty evenly matched up. Outside of that European game a while back ago, that was dreadful. But it's pretty evenly matched up. In order for me, like what I see with the Bucs and Patriots, I think in order for the Buccaneers to really grind out the Patriots, you got to keep that defense out in the field, because I think the defense for the Patriots is the weakest link right now.
I don't know. That's why, I'm just like you. I'm on the fence. I have not picked my winner for this game. I'm going back and forth. I'm looking at their defense. Their two edge rushers, Landry, you got Chase on, both 5.5 sacks, and their interior defensive linemen, Barrymore and Milton Williams, they're both number 1 and number 2 for pressures on quarterbacks. Like that defensive front seven it's dangerous.
But they are. But there's a weak link, and I'm going to save that throughout the week.
For sure. Yeah,
there's a weak link in that defense, and if the Buccaneers can exploit that weak link, I'm telling you right now, Christian Gonzalez is not playing too good. Another weak link is, to me, in my opinion, they got to go after Carlton Davis. That's my thing. I think you have to really. I think the Buccaneers need to go back and rewind film with Tyreek Hill and Carlton Davis. And I would like to see them match up Tez Johnson with Carlton Davis a few times. And I don't know if Christian Gonzalez is going to play that game. I think he's questionable as of right now. I think he was limited in practice today. But I'm telling you, I'm not too big on their secondary. There's a reason why they made those trades. Their secondary doesn't really impress me. So we'll see. What do you got to say? Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm just a little excited because I'm amped up because I've been doing a lot of trash talking on the X with these Patriot fans. So sorry.
No, yeah, I'm just like you. I have not picked my winner. I at this moment I don't know who can win. Drake May is playing extremely hot right now, man. He's first in completion percentage. He's getting the ball out. So you were talking about how can Todd Bowles attack him. I would just be extremely aggressive, with your defensive scheme. But he's getting the ball out in 2.4 seconds. That's tied for second fastest in the league. Like it's hard to do that. Now, watching a film breakdown of him versus Tennessee Titans, where he broke the New England Patriots franchise record for the highest completion percentage in the game, there was times when he would run and get out of the pocket a little bit quicker. He would just go through his first read, maybe a second read, and then start running. So, I mean, maybe if his first two reads aren't there and you contain him, you contain the run, you can really stop, because he's still a young quarterback. He's playing hot right now. He's playing the deep balls you were talking about. He's one of the best deep ball quarterbacks, but I don't confuse him. Do the best you can. He's a young quarterback. I think Todd Bowles knows how to, attack a young quarterback. We've seen that in the past. But this is a very tough matchup. Two number 2 seeds. The Patriots are number 2 seed in AFC. The Buccaneers number 2 seed in the NFC. This is going to be an incredible game, and the Buccaneers have a hard road moving forward after this game.
Oh yeah,
it's getting easier. You got the Bills,
the Rams.
You got the Rams. Yeah, it gets a little bit easier after that. You got the Cardinals, and you got the Falcons and the Saints and the Panthers. But these next 3 games are going to be really make or break for not their season. I think they're going to win the NFC South. But really, you're seeding in the NFC. You want to get that number 1 seed. You want to get the first week bye. You want to be able to play at home. But even if you don't get that, that's okay. But I think these games, the next 3 games, are going to be really important. If you come out 2-1, I'm happy with that.
Well, you have Carolina, and in a minute, somebody's going to be joining us, Ralph from Damn You2 Sports Talk. I'm sure he's pretty happy about that upset with Carolina, man. I see him smiling in the backstage. He's got bragging rights on what's his face. But I'm not really, like I said, I predicted the Patriots to be much more improved this year. It's exciting because, they're 45 minutes up the road from me. Too bad the Bucs weren't here to play them, because it would have been easier for me, because I would love to see that. But I'm gonna read off a couple of things here. The Patriots schedule, teams that they've beaten thus far. They lost to the I always want to say the Oakland or LA Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm not big on calling them they're not the Las Vegas Raiders to me. I'm sorry, they're not. The Raiders, they lost to the Raiders. They beat Miami. Yeah, they beat Miami. Miami is not in good shape right now. They lost to the Steelers. To me, I don't know. I think they're a little I think they're one and done if they make the playoffs. They beat the Carolina Panthers. They beat the Bills. That's a good win. Divisional game. They beat up on the Saints. They beat up on the Titans. They beat up on Cleveland. And they beat Atlanta. You're beating 2 teams there that are playoff potential. I'm not really impressed, because a lot of these games that they've been winning are up against really bad defenses. And I'm excited to see Drake May come down to Tampa, because this is a very good test. And I'll tell you what, the Patriots walk out here with a victory. I'm a little nervous for that AFC East, because it looks like deja vu all over again from years ago. And it's going to be a good test for Drake. It is. But I just think that Baker Mayfield sees this young cat coming down, and he hears the noise. Like, I see what people are saying. Oh, Baker's in this slump. He's going to stay there. The Bucs are kind of abysmal, this and that. You don't want to do that with Baker. I think Baker's going to have himself a really good, complete game. I'm not saying that the Bucs are going to blow them out. Hell, I hope the Bucs stomp a mutt hole in them. I really do. But I don't see that happening. I don't, because Mike Vrabel plays the Buccaneers very well for some reason, as a player and as a coach. It's just going to be interesting to see these 2 teams play. Honestly, I wish this game was on primetime. I think they would have been not for you, because you got to do the play-by-play. But we got a Patriots fan in here right now. 23-20 Patriots. RMC 9,000. That's Ryan there. I see 19-14 from a lot of these Patriot fans. 23-20. I like the fact that they keep doubting the Buccaneers, and it's not just them. I'm starting to hear this story all over again. Oh, Baker Mayfield only has 1,900 passing yards. What nobody seems to talk about is it's crazy that the Buccaneers are 6-2 with wide receiver 5, 6, and 7 and practice squad.
Yeah.
Why isn't nobody talking about that? So when I hear MVP, I get why people put Drake May in that category. But to me, what does MVP stand for? Most valuable player to a team. To me, Baker Mayfield is still the MVP because he's still getting it done with less than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I like what Drake May's doing. I like what everybody else is doing. But I'm telling you right now, Baker Mayfield with his back up against the wall is a very dangerous Baker Mayfield. And I'll tell you what, if Baker can kick up the grittiness and that nastiness to another notch with that defense backing him up, I'm telling you right now, the Buccaneers are going to be one of the toughest teams to play. And I get we have a tough road ahead. We got the Bills. I'm not afraid of the Bills, man. I don't know why everybody has this stigma against, we got to play the Bills. Crap. Oh, we got the Rams. The Rams are a good team. They're a pretty good team. That's probably I think that's the hardest team on our schedule right now because that has playoff implications on it, seeding wise. And I think that's a very important game. But outside of everybody else, man, I'm not really too worried. Maybe one game against Carolina because Carolina tends to play us pretty damn good. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Final thoughts, Daniel, before we let you go.
Yeah. And you were talking about the Patriots and who they face. I don't think you can apologize for winning. You got to win. Whoever comes up, you beat them.
No, I know. A lot of people have said that to me. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done that. So you can't put them down because of the schedule they face. In terms of Baker Mayfield and his MVP candidacy, this offense has looked a bit embarrassing, if I may say, the last few weeks. I mean, Josh Grizzard, he's had 2 weeks to prepare for the New England Patriots. I better see them start off fast. I want to see them get into rhythm early, go down the field. They got saved early on by Anthony Nelson. This game, I was surprised that they were even able to survive that game because how ugly they looked, and the Saints somehow looked uglier.
Anthony Nelson had himself a game.
Yeah,
Hassan Reddick better step up when he gets back, man, because Anthony Nelson is making a case on why. Yeah. And then the shove, get off me.
Yeah.
That was incredible. But yeah, I agree with you. Real quick before we let you go, that Sports Expo, buddy. I actually have to cut my trip short, unfortunately. So I will be down there the whole time for the Sports Expo. But Monday morning, I got to leave. I can't be down there for the Creamsicle game, man. I was doing some numbers between the rental car, the Airbnb, and everything. And I'm just like, man, I'm looking at and what I'm going to spend, I'm looking at $7,000 or $8,000 in 12 days easily. So it sucks, man, because I wanted to be down there for my birthday for the Creamsicle game, but I don't think I'm gonna cut it. But I'm excited for this Sports Expo. I actually got DJ Ups is in the comment section. It was scary seeing our offense struggle that way against the Saints. Yeah, but it is a divisional game. But we all have to talk, me, you, and him. That way we can kind of figure our situation out. But I'm excited. Are you excited? You've been doing some research on some of these guys?
Oh, I'm not a baseball guy, so the Rays fans, I don't know much about the Rays. I don't watch baseball, but I'm hoping we get some current Buccaneers players interview because this can be exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing the research on Simeon Rice and all those guys. But yeah, I can do the Friday, December 5th, December 6th. I'm gonna be there. You're gonna have to do December 6th. That one's solo, man. But yeah, it's a cool experience that we're gonna have. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. The Florida State Fairground, I mentioned before, I graduated in Florida State Fairground, now return, getting to host this with you, co-host this event with you. It's gonna be pretty cool, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like I said, this is it, man. It's a cool experience. And there it is right there. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys get down there, man. Good lineup of players, guests. And then you got DJ UPS on the turntables, man. It's gonna be a fun time. I actually gotta give him a call either probably tomorrow. It's gonna get late tonight. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Looking forward to it. And then, like I said, it's gonna be a good time, Daniel. It's gonna be a very good time, man. I'm looking forward to. I'm excited for it. All right, man. I appreciate you joining us. Are you dropping any videos?
Yeah, this Friday. It's going to be the game preview, Buccaneers versus Patriots. Fear the Bay, if you guys want to go check it out. And also make sure you subscribe, of course, to the Frozen Empire podcast.
Absolutely, Daniel. Absolutely. Man. All right, man. I'll appreciate you. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Daniel Morales of Fear the Bay. I'm a little late here. Sorry, Ralph. What's going on, man?
Man, what's up?
Apologize.
What's going on? Nah, you good. It's all good. What's happening?
Same old, same old. Finally got the phone back from Apple, man.
They got you squared away.
Oh my God, man. I was telling Daniel, I was telling everybody at the beginning of the show, man, like what a disaster that was from Apple. Like just a complete disaster, dude. Like never want to do that again. My phone, my screen cracked. And then it was kind of glitching out during the drive into work. Didn't think anything of it. Get out of my truck, go to start work. My phone starts to vibrate. I pull it out. I try to like swipe, nothing. Blacked out screen. People are calling, can't answer, nothing. Then it just stops. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I go to Apple. I'm like, hey, man, I need to make an appointment. They're like, yep, come back Thursday, drop it off at 12. No problem. I drop it off at 12. They're like, oh, be ready at 4:45. Long story short, man, I didn't get out of there until 6 o'clock just for them to tell me, mind you, and it's like an hour and 9-minute commute for me from Boston back to my house.
Okay.
They told me at 6 o'clock, which is apparently that's a suicide hour to be in traffic from Boston. Oh, we can't fix your phone. And we can't, because I had the Apple Care. So I'm like, all right, you guys can give me a new one. Oh, unfortunately, we don't have the 15 Pro here. I'm like, so now what? We're going to give you a lender phone. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So they give me like this, a lender phone. It was an iPhone 14, whatever. And they're like, oh, you have to go to T-Mobile, by the way, to activate it. I'm like, what? And I'm like, thank God I had my Apple Watch. So I like put in like my ETA time, 2 hours and 14 minutes to get home. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I get home at 8 o'clock, not happy about it. And then people are trying to like text me. So my watch is going off. The phone's not going off. It's activated. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So mind you, they told me that, hey, the phone will be ready on Friday. Go back there the next day. I'm already pissed off because it's Halloween, trick-or-treating. Got to be back in the city by a certain time to take my son out trick-or-treating.
They give you the runaround.
Listen to this. It gets better. So I was expecting my new phone to be there. Get there. They're like, oh, sit right there. We'll be with you in a moment. Like 20 minutes goes by. I'm like, is somebody going to help me? I got to go. Like I had an appointment. Like, what's the deal? Oh, yeah, somebody's going to be right with you. All of a sudden, the alarm starts going off in the mall. Fire alarms. I'm like, how ironic, how convenient, how the universe works. Halloween, fire alarms going off. I got to fight traffic. This is bullshit. And then we finally get back into the mall, and then they take me 20 minutes later. Now it's like 4 something. Sorry, sir, your phone never came in. We don't have. I'm like, this is retarded. Like, this is dumb. I'm like, where's my phone? Oh, unfortunately, we don't have your phone either. I'm like, so what am I supposed to do here? Like, like this is ridiculous. Oh, it'll be here tomorrow. I said, no, I'm not coming back here tomorrow. And long story short, I winded up getting it Monday. They're like, yeah, it just came in a couple of hours ago. And I'm like, they're like, listen, we're not going to charge you nothing. I said, I don't care. I said, at this point, I already called Apple. I already have a case number. You guys are going to give me something. I wasted about 4 or 5 hours of my time coming here. I don't think so. You guys are going to compensate me. So hopefully they do. That's why I wasn't posting nothing on social media. I had nothing. I couldn't do nothing with that phone. That phone was terrible. Terrible. It was.
They shouldn't charge you nothing. You should get a free month on the bill.
Something. I mean, can I get like AirPods or something?
Yeah, you should be getting AirPods. You should be getting phone
something.
cases.
Compensate me something, man. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. What else is crazy is that trade deadline.
Yeah, it was.
Let's get into that, man. So what was something that was like, it's funny because every time the trade deadline comes around, man, everybody gets excited, especially if like you're kind of in the hunt, if your team's in the hunt. I'm sure you were kind of anticipating something with the Panthers. I kind of figured that the Bucs weren't going to do nothing. I was kind of hoping maybe go out and go get a tight end, maybe a piece on defense. Don't give up the farm, whatever. it was getting exciting around what 12. That's when everything just started coming in rapid fire, like boom,
Yeah.
trade, boom, trade, boom, trade. I gotta ask you, Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Who got finessed in that deal? Because
I think the Colts did. I don't think Sauce is worth 2 firsts. If you're gonna give up 2 picks to get Sauce Gardner, I don't think it should have been 2 first-round picks. You know,
yeah,
so to me, I think that's Indy way of saying that they feel because remember now, Sauce Gardner, I think he signed his extension back in like June or July. So he's gonna be on the contract for the next 4 years. So to me, that's saying that Indy feel like not only are they going for it this year and feel like they can compete with the top tier AFC teams like Buffalo and Kansas City, Jonathan Taylor healthy and Daniel Jones playing out of his mind. So they trying to capitalize not just this year, but since he's gonna be on the contract for like the next 4 years, they feel like they're gonna be good enough to stay, you know, as far as competing for the next 3 or 4 years.
yeah,
Because there's no way you give up 2 first-round picks if you don't feel that confident that you're gonna be competing. They definitely, in my opinion, gonna win the division. So they're gonna make the
right.
playoffs, and they feel like they can compete with the top tier AFC teams like the Buffaloes. Because especially now, you look at Baltimore down. They probably feel like they can beat Pittsburgh. Even
I
though
think
they
they
just
can.
yeah. So that's teams that are down, and Buffalo don't really look strong. And the fact that Buffalo didn't make a move either.
Yeah,
I think the receiver that they were trying to get or were linked to, Rashid, he ended up going to Seattle.
Seattle.
He went
Seattle
to a
looks scary.
yeah, he went to an NFC team. So now Indy probably definitely feel like looking at the matchup with Buffalo that they could match it with Buffalo or match up with Kansas City because Kansas City got the same record as us. They five
Yeah,
and four. So they feel like they can compete with any AFC team this season and still if they don't get as far as they like, they still got, Sauce under contract and feel like they gonna be there for the next 3 years or so.
yeah. I was a little confused by that move, but I'm not blaming Aaron Glenn for what he did. I
Nah, if
think
you willing to give up 2 firsts for Sauce to get off of that
take him,
contract too,
take him.
go.
Because I like that move. I like what the Jets are doing. I do. I shouldn't say the Jets. I should say Aaron Glenn. I think he took a look at that team. What are they? 1-7 or something like that.
Yeah,
1-8 or whatever. I think he took a good hard look at that team and was like, all right, I'm not gonna win with you. I'm not gonna win with you. I'm not gonna win with you, even though you guys are high profile players. I think he basically scrapped that team and wants to build it. Because if you look at the draft capital that they have,
yeah,
they look pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? They're in very good position. And hopefully this year draft class is pretty damn good because I'll tell you what, the Jets are they're gonna make some moves, man. And I like what he did. And he got a king's ransom for a cornerback who's underachieving. He's getting cooked by
yeah.
all these receivers.
He's
Emeka,
holding.
yeah, Emeka Ibuka cooked him. You know what I'm saying? When we played the Jets, he doesn't look like the Sauce Gardner of his rookie year and his second year.
Nah,
I'll tell you
he
that.
don't. He don't look like he improving. He don't look like he
No,
getting better.
he got
He's still
very wealthy
holding.
off that money, that contract. He got comfortable. That's the thing with him. He got comfortable.
He's still
Um,
holding. Can't make open
yeah,
field tackles. I mean, it was he
yeah,
looked bad since his rookie year. He don't look good at all.
no. And another thing too is the Colts. I think they're all in on trying to win a Super Bowl here.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: with all the success that they're having right now, this is what I'm afraid of for the Indianapolis Colts. Hey, maybe they did find their quarterback. Maybe Daniel Jones just needed to get out of from the New York area.
right.
But now you got to pay him a king ransom after this season if they go deep. Now you have like again, these are make or break moves. You traded your future, Sauce Gardner. You're stuck with him. You're stuck with that contract, and now you got to pay Daniel Jones. And we all know what kind of money Daniel Jones looks for. We've seen that
Yeah,
last contract with the Giants. What are some other trades that kind of like again for me? I think the Jets won that trade.
yeah,
In my opinion, I think they won that trade. I mean, hey, fair play to the Colts. They went out, they addressed the need. Hopefully it works out for them. I hope it works out for them because 2 first-round picks, that's gonna hurt. Telling you
Yeah.
that right now, it's gonna hurt, especially if you're not competing. Like this could be a Cinderella year, and then next year you can be absolute garbage.
And then
So
you out of 2 first-round picks.
then you out of 2 first-round picks, and you can't get those back.
And then they got A.D. Mitchell too. The
Yeah.
Jets did so. I mean,
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. I'm kind of interested to see
so I
that.
think he killed two. He kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He got another receiver to go opposite of Garrett Wilson, and he got 2 first-round picks. So he got picks, and then he pretty much don't need to go and address a number 2 wide receiver because he got that back in part of the deal.
Yeah. I mean, I think what Aaron Glenn did, I think he did a very good job. I think he kind of realized, listen, this is a lost season. I don't feel like building around these guys because these guys don't want to play for me now. Never
Yeah.
mind later
Right.
on. So I agree with what he did. And like I
So-
said,
So let me ask you this: you think what Aaron Glenn did was like a savvy way of buying himself some time? Because
yes and
now,
no.
now looking at it, all that, this season washed, it's scratched.
Right.
They're not doing that this season. So what he did was kind of savagely bought himself time because they was already talking about him being on the hot seat, and he
Yeah,
had to do something to buy time.
But that's crazy though. If you're gonna bring in a guy like Aaron Glenn and say, "Hey, he's on the hot seat already," so I think the biggest problem with the Jets is they need to sell that team. I think the ownership sucks.
Woody Johnson.
Yeah, I think the ownership sucks. What is it? His nephew telling people higher ups don't get that guy. His rank in Madden is only this. Like, if that's true, that's a big problem, and that's why I said they got to get rid of that team. I mean, they got to get rid of. Well, you can't get rid of the ownership, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
sell the team. Sell the team at that point. This microphone can't extend.
Now,
any
what I
further.
heard or read, I'm not sure how true it is, but the owner, Woody Johnson, was, you remember Jordan Travis, the guy that came out of Florida State that had the freak leg accident, and he
Yeah.
never really rehabbed like he was supposed to, and the Jets drafted him, and he ended up retiring because he just never could get back. So Woody Johnson, from what I read, instead of the owner, him walking up to the kid and asking the kid how he feeling, how he doing, just trying to talk positive. Instead of Woody Johnson doing that, he was talking about the quarterback and how he can't never get his quarterbacks out there to play. This dude just had a damn near career end. Well, actually, it is career ending because he did retire from it.
Wow.
A gruesome leg injury, and you ain't even trying to comfort the kid to kind of give him some type of morale, some type of confidence. But instead, you worried about when his timetable is, when he coming back, because he wants his quarterback out there so bad. Like, he ain't even worried about the dude healing his leg, his gruesome. I'm like, that shit was so gruesome. I don't even know how he even thought about playing football after that. But the fact that he tried, and then the ownership is worried about when is he gonna get out there and when he gonna see some results from. Like, he damn near had his leg ripped off. Then he talking about results. You ain't talk positive. I think a lot of people, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
That's crazy.
The way he come off
That's
like that.
yeah, but that's asinine, man, for an owner to do that. Wow. I mean, but you take a look at the Jets and take a look at the situation that they're in. Again, like I said, they're not a good team, and we're seeing that they're not a good team. And you know what? I think Aaron Glenn, if the ownership is putting him on the hot seat, I think they need to go back and go see what he did in Detroit. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just think that in order, it's kind of like what Todd Bowles' situation was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He inherited the coaching staff. He inherited, everything when Bruce Arians stepped down. Bruce Arians stepped down like during the draft. So
Right.
what else? You know what I'm saying? He had to inherit all that coaching stuff, and they went 8-9 his first season. They still made the playoffs with Brady. But still, now you see where Todd Bowles is now. And I think that's a big problem now because a lot of these teams, they don't want to give quarterbacks chances. You take a look. We're talking about him, Sam Darnold and the Jets. They ruined that kid's career for a little bit. It took him a little bit to shake off the cobwebs. He had to go to Carolina. It didn't really work out too well for him there. But then he went to Minnesota, and it was like, "Hey,
Where
I'm
the hell
Sam
was this at?
Darnold." Yeah, and then, you see him now with the Seahawks. I think he's finally found a home with the Seattle Seahawks. Hopefully, he can stay there, and Seahawks got a lot better too, during the trade deadline, but the Jets is just it's where I don't know, how can you give up on a coach that quickly? You get what I'm saying?
Now,
Not everybody can do what, like, Mike Vrabel is doing. Not everybody can, it's hard. But a team like the Jets, it's a dumpster fire, man.
yeah, it is. The only reason I was saying did he kind of like buy himself some time in a savvy way because Aaron Glenn's a defensive minded guy.
Yeah.
So, even though Sauce Gardner wasn't playing his best, you still had Quentin Williams, Jermaine Johnson, and then they traded the other corner, Michael Carter, to the Eagles. So they
Yep.
had a few defensive pieces there, you know, to be better defensively, and that was his area of expertise, defense. So when it ain't coming together on your side, that you know that's your side of the ball. That's the only reason why I said it. He kind of realized it was like, look,
Well, yeah, I mean,
defense
I
ain't doing this, so let me just get
I
rid of
I
this
agree
guy.
with you on that. I think he did buy himself a little bit of time because, I mean, places like that, that's the unfortunate part. I mean, you take a look at, like, Dave Canales with the Carolina Panthers, I don't think he had to buy himself time. I think the Panthers knew, okay, this is what the team looks like. He's got a lot of fixing to do. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. I don't care if you bring in John Madden in there. It takes a year or two to get going. Like, unfortunately, I think the Jets had a lot of bad play. I mean, you take a look at the Jets situation. Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, the wide receiver room, the running back room, the defense. They had a good defense, but I think morale was so bad there, it just kind of like deteriorated. And then once you get comfortable, hey, a guy like Sauce Gardner, I don't need to go that hard. I'm making 30 million a year, guaranteed. Why do I need to go that hard? Unfortunately, I mean, it's a bad attitude to have, but I mean, again, Aaron Glenn inherited all that. And I just think that he's just like, you know what? I know how this organization is. They're going to try and run me out of this building. So I got to buy myself some time. But I'll tell you what, he has a king's ransom of draft picks.
they do.
I'm curious to see what he's going to do with those draft picks, man. I really am. Real quickly with the Carolina Panthers, I didn't really promote State of the South, but how you feeling about that? Guys are
Man,
kind of breathing
going to
down our necks
Lambeau.
now.
Yeah, we 5-4 now. Man, I ain't been above 500 in a few years, but I didn't see us going to Lambeau winning the game. Every time I pick us not to win a game, we'll win the game. Then when I pick us to win it, we'll get the hell beat out of us. Like I picked us to upset Buffalo, and we got the complete hell beat out of us. But then I
Yeah,
go and pick Green Bay at Lambeau, and we walk off a game-winning field goal and win the game.
that was
But
nuts. You must have been hyped for that when you seen
yeah,
that.
I was. I would. I don't know why, but I think this one adjustment we need to make. We need to play, and I don't see a lot of teams in the NFL doing it unless it's a 2-minute drill. But we need to play with more up tempo because every
Yeah,
time we get in a situation where we go up tempo, that's when we seem to move the ball the best. That's when we seem to get the most production. You know, and usually, like in the NFL, it's not like college where college is running throughout the game, but NFL is you really don't run up tempo unless it's a 2-minute drill.
right.
But it seemed like that's what Bryce did his best because that game winning drive that he put together, that was like that's something we should be doing during the game, not just because we ain't gonna always win a game on a game winning drive. We got to win
Right.
the game before we get to that point. But I think we need to start implementing a little bit more up tempo. And a lot of teams don't even prep for an NFL team to go up tempo.
No.
Like especially coming if you get the kick out the halftime, if you receive the ball at the halftime, I think you should take that drive and go up tempo. Like
Yeah.
nobody practices for a team coming out of the half to go up tempo.
No.
Nobody
No.
really practice for a team to open the game up going up tempo.
You know what's crazy? I'm surprised I never seen the Buccaneers really do that, considering that they have the heat advantage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You got a lot of
go up
these teams
tempo.
that come down here up tempo, man. I like that strategy. I like that game plan. That's actually hopefully somebody from the organization is listening to this show, man, against the
And no
Patriots.
nobody goes up tempo unless it's a 2-minute drill. But by the time it's a 2-minute drill, it's like the defense know then it's like it's 2 minutes,
Yeah,
so
they're prepared.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go up tempo with 9 minutes left, nobody's prepared to go play defense for up tempo offense with 9 minutes left because that's not what they're thinking. But yeah, I ain't been 5-4 in some years, but
Because I haven't been 5-4 in years.
man, that's
Feels good.
that's a damn good. That's a good win. And we got the Saints coming up
Yeah.
Sunday. So
How do you think that game's gonna go? Because like I said, the Saints, I don't know if you've seen the highlights between the Bucks and the Saints, man. They robbed Antoine Winfield Jr. of a couple of touchdowns,
they
I
did.
believe.
They
He's playing
did.
like a man possessed right now. You know, what scares me is that the Buccaneers start off very slow. Baker Mayfield starting off slow, but a lot of people don't seem to understand, and I need to kind of tell myself this too. We're playing with wide receiver 5, 6, 7 in practice squad. You know what I'm saying? The injuries starting to show. But one thing is for sure, the defense is really starting to show up. They're carrying that team. They're carrying that team, and I'm okay with it. I have a lot of confidence in Coach Bowles and Antoine and Vita. Anthony Nelson, he completely bullied that quarterback for the Saints when he picked the ball off and just shoved him. Speaking of quarterback, man, Dino's not on the show. I got to ask him, man. Well, he called me. He goes, well, our season's done with Jaden Daniels with that injury. That's tough,
That was
man.
ugly. That was ugly.
Yeah, it was just I didn't see it until like Monday morning. No, I forgot when I seen it. But when I did see it, it was one of those injuries. It kind of took me back to when I was a kid and I watched Willis McGahee. Remember his injury? Ugh, disgusting.
Ugly.
I don't like seeing those injuries, man. When I seen that, I'm like, oof. And it's crazy because, and I'm not taking nothing away from Jaden Daniels, but that kid's running way too much. He needs to protect himself. They need to do a better job of getting him a better offensive line in a real running game because that's RG3 2.0 all over again. It's sad.
Did you see the comparison to his injury versus RG3's?
No, I didn't see it.
It happened. They had it. It happened against the same team, Seattle Seahawks.
Come on.
It happened around the same time of the game against the Seattle Seahawks. It happened on the same yard line. This is when they played the Seattle
Scripted,
Seahawks.
man. I'm telling you, they're recycling the script. They got to be.
It was crazy. Same field, same team. It was roughly around the same time of the game and roughly around the same area on the field as far as the yard line.
I wonder if Dino knows that. That's crazy, huh?
That's crazy.
Wow. Well, I guess they're waiting for their Kirk Cousins 2.0 to come in. I mean, I don't know, man. Like that's such a tough blow, but
they got to get younger too. They got to get younger too because Lattimore ain't it. He tore his ACL. So
yeah, he's done. I think it's safe to say that their season's done. Maybe the Cowboys still have a chance. I don't know.
Nah,
they're garbage. I think the Eagles are the only team in that division that are going to make the playoffs at this point. That was a gruesome injury. That was tough. That sucks to see. But speaking of Jaden Daniels in that draft class, the Patriots are coming in to play the Buccaneers. They beat the Falcons. They barely beat the Falcons. And I was talking to Daniel, and like I said, I've been listening to Patriot fans and stuff like that. And you being an outsider, being a fan of the Carolina Panthers, and for you guys out there, this is Ralph of Damn You 2 Sports Talk. Make sure you guys go follow him on X, Instagram, also on YouTube. You being a Carolina Panthers fan, you seen the Patriots. You guys already played the Patriots. You've seen the Patriots come on down to Tampa now. What's your take on this game, and where do you see this game going? It's a good matchup for both teams.
It is. I actually think y'all can upset the Patriots. Even though y'all injured too, but they barely beat the Falcons. Even though a win is a win, you take them how they come. You ain't gonna give a win back. The Falcons missed the extra point, but Christian Gonzalez right now is not playing like he was before the injury.
There's people up here that want to trade him already.
Oh, because of the injuries?
Just because they said he's not consistent and all. I thought he was a pretty good corner. It happens to some of these guys. Yeah. They get injured a couple of years and then they bounce back,
His injury was like, it was supposed to come back and then he didn't come back at the time he was supposed to. And
Yeah.
then it just kept, So I think that's kind of like, they probably still could trade him. They could move him in the offseason.
Maybe.
If the price right, you know what I'm saying? Because I think with Mike Vrabel there now in New England, I think defensive guys can get replaced. I think they can find defensive guys now.
He can coach people up, yeah.
Yeah, he can coach people up, and they don't have to be a high draft pick. Yeah, I mean, he can coach up a 4th-round corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A 5th-round corner. So, they got rid of Kyle Duggar, so and they just paid him, so he feel confident that he can coach up anybody in defensively. So yeah, I think that y'all can upset New England. Even though y'all banged up too, I think it's gonna be a close game. New England playing back-to-back NFC South teams. So I think if y'all look at the film, because I think Jalen Walker had a good game.
Yeah.
I know Drake London had a damn good game. I mean, some of them catches he made I don't know how he made them, but
he does that though.
Yeah,
we've seen him. He doesn't. He's had a couple of crazy catches on Antoine Winfield Jr. I've seen it. He goes up there and he goes up there and he gets it. I don't know, man. This game's a little tricky. I think the Patriots are a good team. I like I said early on in the episode, I think Drake May out of that draft class is going to wind up being the best quarterback out of that draft class, out with Caleb Williams, with Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix. I really do. This kid's special. He's good. I just think that they need to put maybe 1 or 2 more weapons around him for him to be like the complete package. I mean, I know, like Daniel was saying, his release time is the 2nd fastest release time. He's having himself a good season. But again, how many of those wins were against legitimate playoff teams? What, 2, 3? And I get it. Like we all say, a win's a win. We'll take them. But yeah, you're playing a very good defense in the Buccaneers. Todd Bowles is going to blitz the hell out of him, I think. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know what he's going to do. But I think Todd Bowles is looking to put some pressure on that kid. All right, you want to get rid of the ball fast? We'll see what happens. I mean, like I was saying earlier, the Patriots like to run the football up the middle. They like Drake May likes to go to his check down. He feels comfortable doing that, and he's not afraid to take deep shots down the field. But I don't know if you're going to do that against Antoine Winfield Jr. I think I would like to see the Buccaneers kick the ball off to them to start the game. I'd like to see the Patriots get the ball first. It's going to be a tough game on both teams. I just hope that we don't get any more injuries. I hope Bucky can start because he's a huge X factor for that team.
He's supposed to be coming back this week.
Well, he didn't practice. Neither did Chris. There's just too many injuries for that team, man. Like it's frustrating to see that. It really is because, like I said, what would this team look like if Mike Evans was healthy? What would this team look like if Mike, Chris, Jalen McMillan, all them guys, all our wide receivers were healthy? It's tough for Baker Mayfield right now. It is. Like I said, you're playing with 5th, 6th, 7th, and practice squad guys at the wide receiver position. Coach Grizzard's got to get the offensive coordinator there. He's got to get creative now in these offensive play calls. And a lot of people have been kind of critical about some of the play calls. Oh, we start off slow. There's not much we can do. You have Emeka Ibuka, Sterling Shepard, Tej Johnson, Cam Johnson. Like, these are young guys outside of Sterling Shepard. Maybe Sterling Shepard 7 years ago. Okay. But that's why I kind of like the idea of what you talked about last week with them trading for like David Njoku, the tight end. I like Caden. I get it. These guys got to block because the offensive line is banged up, but somebody's got to make a play on offense, man. And that's what scares me. The Saints.
Now, that's a team I think the Saints should have did what the Jets did. They should have just went ahead and
blow it all up.
Chris Olave, I thought that he was going to be a Patriot or a Buffalo Bill.
Me too. I thought he was going to go to the AFC East. I honestly thought the Patriots were going to wind up going for a trade with Olave or Kamara, one of those guys, because Ramon Stevenson, he fumbles the football constantly. I heard a funny quote today on DAE. That guy fumbles his paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just fumbles. He fumbles too much. Yeah, fumble prone. I'm surprised that the Saints weren't sellers, man. Considering that they're always in cap hell too. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Those
they should
guys,
have been. They should have been
they
getting whatever picks they could get for whatever they was trying to get rid of.
yeah, because it's all wrong there. The quarterback, you missed on the quarterback. Like Kamara doesn't look. He don't
Close
want
to
to play
nothing.
there.
He don't look
Yeah,
like he want to suit up and have a uniform on.
yeah.
I
It's
got him
just
on fantasy, and he unplayable.
unplayable.
He's
That's
unplayable
tough.
on fantasy.
And then you have Olave. He's getting banged up out there because it seems. I think he's mentally checked out. I think the defense is still trying to play. But
Yeah,
I think eventually those guys are going to get mentally checked out. I'm surprised they didn't trade Cam Johnson. I
yeah,
really am. Just to maybe go somewhere else and try to win somewhere else. Like,
yeah,
yeah, but you're right. I'm surprised they didn't sell any pieces. Maybe they
yeah.
still
Outside
think
of
they
a
have a
sheet,
chance.
yeah. Nah, they don't. They don't. They have
Well,
no
no, I'm
chance.
saying like next year to try to have some type of core nucleus there.
Oh,
But
I don't know what
but I
nucleus is. Alvin Kamara, I wouldn't consider him your nucleus no more because he better suited for
that train
not for the,
passed.
not for the direction you going in. So
Yeah, that
you
train
should have
passed.
traded him somewhere who needed a running back.
Honestly, where I think the Saints where their demise really started to happen? I think it was that play against Devin White when he took down Jameis. Because Jameis, a lot of people don't understand, but Jameis was actually having a really good year for the Saints that year.
Yeah,
He was having a really good year for the Saints that year. And then I think what was it? He tore his ACL or something like that. Devin White took
yeah.
him down on like a horse collar. Um, from there on, it just kind of went downhill because the Saints were still competitive with Jameis. I think they were 4-1 or 4-2 or something like that. They were
So
doing
yeah,
all right, and they had
they weren't
Taysom
bad.
Hill. Yeah, they weren't bad. They kind of continued on, and they just ever since that happened, just downhill. Carolina, you guys are in second place. That's exciting, man. The Bucks
Yeah,
are still in first place. It's funny too because we have a lot of Buffalo Bill fans rooting us on. Like, go get them, go like it's. I'm like, we got you, we got you until we play you guys. What team I wanted to talk about a little bit too, since we're on the topic here. What's your take on the LA Rams? You think they're for real, or you kind of just pretenders?
um, I think LA can make some noise. I ain't gonna never count Sean McVay out.
Yeah.
Because they almost beat the Eagles last year. Coming from behind.
If that was
I,
indoors, you think they would have beat them?
if they were in LA, I think they would have beat them. But by them being in Philly, nah.
Plus all the snow, that was tough.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, you look at the Rams defensively. They always tend to be solid, even after Aaron Donald retired. You know what I mean? They still solid. They got Jared Verse there. They got the other guy of Florida State. I can't think his name, but they kind of be like underrated, go under the
Yeah.
radar, but they still somehow end up being a team in the playoffs, and they were still winning games with Puka Nacua out, with just Devontae Adams and obviously they got other receivers, but Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua is they two receivers, and they got a vet in Matthew Stafford. So
They look good, man. They
yeah,
do.
yeah,
They look a little scary. I mean, I think a lot of people were saying the Packers, and I know you boys are probably going to give me help for that, but a lot of people were saying the Packers are scary. I still think the Packers are a good team. I think the reason why they lost was because of those ugly ass uniforms they were wearing.
yeah. The
First and
leather helmet.
foremost. Oh
I
my
can't believe
god!
Michael Parsons. He didn't have any pressures that game. Like he
This
didn't have
is the
nothing.
type of listen. When you're giving up the farm, you better make sure it's worth it. Like I said, it was all great in the beginning. But when you get to the months of November, December, that's when it really counts. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Kind of like when the Patriots traded for Randy Moss. I mean, I really shouldn't use that analogy. I mean, Randy Moss, a lot of people kind of already wrote him off, and then he had a resurgence. What, he had 23 touchdowns that year?
yeah. He did.
Actually, we're waiting for Leo to jump on because we're going to do a kind of dream matchup there. The '07 Patriots, if they played the 2002 Buccaneers with that defense, who would win that game? I think that's a tough matchup, and we'll get into that. I'll wait for him because he's like a historian when it comes to that stuff. He'll break you. You've been on one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
episodes
He
with
gonna
us,
break all
man.
the positions down. Yeah,
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
yeah,
But The Rams, I don't know, man. Who would you rather see in the playoffs right now if the Carolina Panthers made the playoffs? Would you rather see the Rams or would you rather see the Packers?
Man,
I don't like the Rams, man.
to be honest with you, I'd rather see the Packers again because we
Yeah.
already played them. So, I think they if they have to go back to Lambeau, I think they would feel confident in going back to Lambeau. I think they now have the game plan to slow down the guy that was going to disrupt anything we was doing, which is Michael
Right.
Parsons. So, no pressures from Michael Parsons. Now, I don't know if that was just them overlooking us for this week game against the Eagles, or did we really just have a great game plan against Michael Parsons? And when we know we can run the ball on because Rico Dow went for another 100-yard game. So,
Well, I like him. I think he's good, man. And I think the thing is with Canales is when he finds a guy that he gets comfortable with, he knows how to really game plan for him, and he really knows how to like feed that guy the ball. I think with the Packers, I don't know. I think I'd rather see the Packers than the Rams. They have like danger written all over them for me. Like I think anytime Sean McVay is still there, I'm not counting them out. Like I said, they know how to win. They do a good job of it. And that NFC West, man, I don't know. That's pretty tough, man. You still got the Niners. Again, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. You have
I would
the
rather
Seahawks.
see Green Bay in LA weather. You know what I mean? I want to see Green Bay, but not in Lambeau, not in
Yeah.
December or
Well,
January.
I'm not really too worried about it because we went into Lambeau and we beat. I mean, obviously, yeah, we had the great Tom Brady. Actually, speaking of Tom Brady, I'll get to that. But I mean, it was a different time. You had Brady going into Lambeau. But I mean, the battles that the Buccaneers and the Packers have had throughout the years, the Bucks they can hold their own at Lambeau. But I actually seen this pretty interesting thing the other day, and they were comparing Tom Brady and Joe Montana again. And a lot of people's thing is, well, Tom Brady's the GOAT. And I've said that as well. But looking at the body of work and looking at the two eras that each guy played in, it's tough because like a lot of people were saying Joe Montana's the GOAT because of the era he played in. That was a tough era to play in. You could hit the quarterback. Brady still technically played in that era, but as the back end of his career came on, that's when the NFL kind of, you know what, I'm going to go there. Got a little soft. And I get it. The injuries, the concussion protocol. But me and my cousin were actually talking about this the other day. You know what you're getting into. And I think this is a problem in the NFL. I get that they're all about the safety stuff. I get the whole concussion thing because the NFL, they got rammed because of that stuff. But you got to tell these players it's okay to hit the quarterback. I don't think you should get 15-yard penalties because, a 260-pound lineman, you're asking him basically to stop, like dead in his tracks. You see quarterbacks throw the football out, right? Within a split second, he gets hit. Boom, flag on the play. Do you know how many times that's determined a game? Something like so stupid like that. And I don't like that rule. I think they need to do away with that. Oh, what about safety? The hell with that. You know what you're getting into. That's like I was telling my cousin, I was like, it's like Muhammad Ali turning around and suing the boxing committee for letting him compete because now he can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You knew what you were getting into.
Right.
Same thing with the NFL. You're playing a game. You're getting paid millions of dollars. You know the risk. Same thing with UFC fighters. They walk in that cage. There's a good chance you're going to bleed. There's a good chance one of your bones are going to break. There's a good chance you're going to get punched in the face. And that's like saying, hey, the UFC saying, hey, no more, punches to the bottom of the eye socket. No. You got to stop changing these rules. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I do agree. I think the NFL's got a little soft, and I think guys like Tom Brady have gotten a couple of Super Bowls because of it. Because I think if Brady was to play in that era of the Lawrence Taylors of the world, I don't know if Brady would have liked getting hit like that too much.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
some of them hits on the quarterback don't really be like
They've
they
determined
scared him.
games.
Yeah, like some of them don't even be like that. You know.
Think about that, though. Just hear me out. You have a quarterback, they're driving, a minute, 10 seconds left. How many times have we seen the scenario where a team's driving down the field, incomplete pass, another incomplete, it's third and something. Guy drops the ball on third down, game's on the line, and quarterback gets tapped, and boom, 15-yard penalty. That changes the complexity of the game. Now it's a free first down. Momentum's gone. I believe momentum is a real thing in the NFL, but now momentum's gone. This is the type of stuff that determines games, unfortunately. I think the NFL needs to ease off on some of those calls. And going back and watching, Patriot fans that are watching, they'll like this analogy. But I remember going back and watching Ty Law and Marvin Harrison go at it, wide receiver and defensive back. It's, they allowed a little bit of the hand fighting. Now you can't even touch each other.
Nope, nothing.
The minute you touch each other, 15-yard penalty, spot of the foul. How many times, Ralph, have we seen games determined because of that crap?
Yep.
It's crazy, man. I just think that the NFL needs to reevaluate some of these rules. Football needs to go back to football. I get they're trying to be safe, man. That's cool. You guys make what, $21 billion? Upgrade your equipment like you've been doing, the helmet, the pads, whatever the case may be. You knew what you were getting into. Stop trying to make this like flag football. Am I wrong?
Yeah, get that artificial stuff up off the field and go back to the grass. You know
Yeah, man. Prime example. Look at MetLife.
Everybody get hurt out there.
Yeah, like I heard something the other day. Somebody was saying, I think it was George Kittle. He goes, when your field is the butt of every joke, you got to start taking that serious and realize, all right, what's going on with this field? You're about to play the FIFA World Cup, I believe, next year? I really hope. You think them guys are going to want to run around in that field? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That field, again, but it's New York or New Jersey. I don't know, man. That's just me. I think the NFL has kind of gotten away from its identity a little bit. I think it's a little soft now, and I'd like to see a little bit more physicality, man. Steve Atwater would make you pay for trying to catch a ball down the middle. There's no more fear. It's more about, hey, let's rack up points, because sports betting is legal now. We had a good conversation about. I watched some of those videos that you were sending me. Those glasses, bro.
Oh, so you saw what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
The back of the cards and the table and all.
That's insane. I'm waiting for the NFL to get screwed on this, man. I really am.
Oh, I'm willing to bet the Feds is going to investigate the NFL. But I think what they need to do, too, is they need to start holding the referees more accountable. Like the officiating,
Agreed.
Start suspending these guys without pay. And if they have more than, a certain amount of offenses, then they done. You can't ref in the NFL no more. You done.
Yeah, I just these guys need to be put on full time, in my opinion. They got to be put on full time, in my opinion. It's got to be come up with some salary situations for them, a cap. I don't know what it is that they got to do. But once you start introducing AI to the NFL, if humans can't determine certain things and you start introducing AI, that's going to be a big problem. I get there's a couple of things to it that people may see. Okay, the pylon camera and the chip in the ball. I don't know if there's a chip in the ball. I don't know. But like to determine first downs, man, it's like we can't even determine what's a catch anymore. I don't know what a real catch is anymore. Oh, you got to grab the ball, tuck it, take 2 steps, make a football move, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to just catching the ball, hey, you bobble it a little bit, but you maintain possession. That's still a catch in my eyes. When I was a kid, I'm sure you've done the same. Playing in the backyard or a park or wherever. Bro, you caught the ball, you caught the ball. You know what I'm saying? If the ball came out, like now it's like everything is so under a microscope. Everything's overanalyzed. And I think another rule that the NFL needs to work on, I believe if you catch a football and you have 1 foot in the end zone, I think that should be a touchdown. In college, that's like they consider that a catch. Like, it's just, this is crazy, man. Like,
college, that's a catch. It's a completed catch. Yeah.
I'm more intrigued with college now than the NFL, man. I really am. Because like I said, I feel like the NFL, I don't do the gambling no more because I feel like you're getting shafted. And I feel like I'm just kind of contributing to the problem. I think sports gambling is becoming a problem, man, with the
Huge,
NFL because
huge,
we're seeing it with the NBA, man. If it,
huge.
if the NBA got called out for it and they're on the investigation, what makes you think that the NFL isn't?
Oh, it's coming. Like
It's
the NFL,
exactly.
it's coming.
It's
Like
coming.
it's coming. I mean, they should have been obviously seen. What year was that when the Rams and the Saints played in the NFC Championship game and that hit?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
he hit him before the ball even got anywhere close to him.
Well, it was the same thing with when the Bucks played the Rams in that 99 championship game. Was it 99? Yeah, I think it was 99. Yeah, it was 99. Uh, they didn't want to see the Bucks in the Super Bowl because it was going to be what 11-9, 11-6. Oh, that wasn't a catch. He fumbled it or whatever the Burton Manual rule. Looking back at it now, how can you not determine that that was a catch? It's gambling, man. I'm telling you. But I was talking about. I mean, maybe it wasn't as bad back then, but I think there's a lot of money at stake, man. Because like I said, you have let's just say 20 million people watching the NFL every day. I mean, every Sunday. Let's say 10 million people are gambling. Let's just say 10 million people bet $5 or $10. That's a lot of money. Not just on FanDuel, on DraftKings, and there's other people that are crazy. The wages are like $5,000, $10,000. I could never bet that. That's crazy. But there's
Right.
a lot more money at stake with the legalized gambling than there was back in the day with your little bookie here and there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. But now it's legal on these apps.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of money, and then you got to look at they doing it from like all sports, not just the NFL. You know, the NFL playing what they play Monday night, Sunday night. You know, three
Thursday
days a week.
night. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you go to the NBA where they playing 4 games a week. You know,
I feel like
it's
it's a
crazy.
lot easier to get away with
Baseball,
it.
yeah, baseball they playing 4 to
Oh
6
yeah.
games a week.
You think there's some stuff going on with baseball too or no?
Um, I think baseball might be the cleanest out of between the three, between the NBA and NFL. Baseball might be the cleanest, but baseball had their issues. You know, they said it was juicing the balls. Um, they made rule changes too, but I think the like the cheating, you can obviously see it in the NFL and in the NBA more than you can obviously see it in baseball.
Right.
So I think if you had to choose, baseball would be probably the cleanest, uh, minus the steroid stuff. But
I think
all
they
the
should go back to letting them take
yeah,
steroids. The game was a lot funner.
I
I'm
think that's
just
what. Well, I don't think that's where they going, but they trying to make it more exciting when they change the rules and allegedly juice the ball so we can it can travel further and it be more homers hit. The torpedo bats, uh, taking the shift off and all that stuff. I
yeah.
think they're trying to kind of get back to that, but.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Leo. I think he should be joining us. Would you be down doing this segment to kill off the rest of the show? '07 Patriots versus the 2002
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
yeah, yeah. We
All
get
right.
into it.
Let's get into it. All right. So, in honor of Buccaneers Patriots week here, the Frozen Pirate podcast, we're gonna break a game down. Legendary debate. Let's get into it. The 2007 Patriots versus the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll just say they're meeting up in a Super Bowl type of atmosphere, and I feel like I think this was good to kind of get these two teams together. Look at me, like they're really coming together. I think it was. I think this is more reasonable. I think the last one we did was kind of like way a big difference in an era of a gap there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the '07 Patriots and I think it was the '72 Dolphins. I This one is a little bit more closer. '07, '02. The game didn't really change too much. You could still hit the quarterback. Um, and concussions weren't really a thing that was really talked about. But I think if you look at this game, these two teams are more evenly matched than people think. On one side, you have the 2007 Patriots, undefeated. Randy Moss broke the record for most touchdowns by a wide receiver. Peyton Manning, same thing. Tom Brady most touchdown passes by a quarterback. Phenomenal
He had like
season.
50 that year, right?
50, yeah. And then on the other side of the ball, you had a juggernaut of a defense. I think Derek Brooks had 5 touchdowns on defense.
Yeah.
You had Sapp, Lynch. So I'm gonna pull up a graphic here. Here we go.
Yeah, Simeon Rice.
So let's compare the two. Let's just say these two teams meet up, right? You take a look at that Patriot offense. You had Tom Brady, Lawrence Maroney, Heath Evans, Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Jabbar Gaffney, Benjamin Watson, Matt Light, Logan Mankins, Dan Copeland, and Stephen Neal. Well, where's my right tackle there? I must the graph. Oh, it's being hidden there. I can't do nothing about that. You take a look at these two this offense and this defense. And, on the other side of the ball, man, you got Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, Anthony McFarland, Greg Spires, Brooks, Quarles, Singleton, Rondé Barber, Brian Kelly, Deshaun Jackson, John Lynch. Let's just say the Buccaneers kick the ball off, Ralph. Patriots come on the field first. How do you see this game kind of going, man? Because you look at this matchup here. You know what I'm saying? On offense and defense, 2 juggernauts right there. And then you look at the defense and the offense here for the Tampa Bay Bucks. You got, the defense for the Patriots is pretty good. And I think that was only one big problem for the Bucks. The offense was kind of, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best. But I think this is the big matchup right here. These two. How do you see this going? It's tough.
I think, I'd probably say New England would probably still, because of course you're taking Tom Brady over Brad Johnson. So, but I think it's this can come down to like whoever got the ball last type thing. I don't think it's gonna be no high scoring game. It might be similar to the Super Bowl we had with the Patriots and the Giants. It's gonna take one play.
I said that,
off of that David Tyree catch, something like that.
Oh my God.
That's kind of gonna break it open. Because defensively, Warren Sapp, and like you said, this is the era where you can still kind of
hit the quarterback.
Touch the quarterback and get to the quarterback. You got Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, and you don't have a bad, secondary, Rondé Barber and John Lynch. So
Brian Kelly led the league that year in interceptions. I think like 8.
And was Randy Moss going over the middle that year, or was that after he started kind of just go routes?
I think he was doing a little bit of both. He went down the middle a little bit with the Patriots. I do recall he did. I know he went down the middle a lot against the Titans in that snow game. I think he had like 3 touchdowns in that game, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look it up.
After that, that's when he kind of started just basically just going down the field and nothing really across the middle. But that's a tough one, man. That might be similar to the New York Giants and New England Patriots Super Bowl. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided affair. Like I said, it might come down to the fourth quarter. It might be a toe-tapping catch with a ball drop right in the bread basket, kind of like in that Falcons and Patriots Super Bowl. I think Julio Jones had a catch like that. Well, it was just right over the outreach of the DB's hands, and he caught it and drove both feet in bounds for a catch. It's going to be a play like that to break it open. I don't think nobody's really going to be going down the field on nobody.
No.
So, it's going to be that tight, But I think the Patriots will, if they met, I would take the Patriots in that one. Maybe by like 6 or something like that.
All right. I'm looking at this right now, Brady, Lawrence Maroney. I think Greg Spires, Warren Sapp do a good job of shutting down Maroney, in my opinion. One thing, as Leo likes to say, quarterbacks don't like to see color. I think the Buccaneers, they're going to really push for Simeon Rice to create havoc in the backfield. And he has the possibility, I think. Let me see here real quickly. You take a look at Simeon Rice that year. Where the hell did it go? You know what, Apple? You guys can give me a new iPad. How's that?
Oh,
This one's
And a
slow,
cover.
man. I dropped this thing so many times. Yeah, so Simeon Rice had 15 and a half sacks that year.
Yeah, and an interception.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. This is a tough gig because it's just like I think what it really comes down to is on the defense, Derek Brooks and Randy Moss. Can Brian Kelly does Brian Kelly and Rondé Barber need to alternate to cover Randy Moss? I mean, I think you got to put Brian Kelly on Randy Moss. I think Rondé Barber can keep up with Wes Welker, but I think you can kind of afford to kind of have Wes Welker play the slot
Yeah. I
because
think it might have to be a situation where you take your second best corner and put on Randy Moss and then give him help, and then take your number one and put on New England's number 2 wide receiver.
yeah, I think you got to try to make Wes Welker or Jabbar Gaffney beat the Bucs defense.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Wes Welker could do it because, you know, Derek Brooks, man, he a lot of people don't understand, man. He could cover and he was fast. He was very fast, and they used to say he was undersized for his size. I mean, for the position.
Derek Brooks had 5 picks that year.
Yeah.
Even Warren Sapp had 2.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That defense would score. That's what I think. That's what it kind of comes down to. I mean, you know, Shelton Quarles. A lot of people don't really talk about him too much, and Al Singleton. But that was a really good linebacking core, man. That's why I don't know, man. I'm looking at this. Maybe 17-14. It's tough. I think you see a very similar game. I'd like to think that the Buccaneers front four was I don't know, because they had Justin Tuck, O.C. Manura, Michael. You know what I'm saying? The Giants had a really good front four. They had a really good front seven. I just think that you see a lot of what the Giants did in that Super Bowl. I think that's what you would see the Buccaneers do. I think it just kind of comes down to whoever makes a big mistake, a crucial mistake. And that's where I think the Bucs defense kind of comes in. I think they do a good job of kind of containing Brady in that offense. They would have to create a turnover. They'd have to get like a pick six or a fumble recovery, scoop and score type of deal to kind of, because if you look at the offense for the Bucs, I mean, you got Brad Johnson,
Michael Pittman.
Yeah, Michael Pittman didn't really run the ball efficiently. I mean, he had 17, I think 700 yards rushing that year.
Yeah.
You know, you look at that front three for the Patriots: Richard Seymour, Vince Wilfork, Ty Warren, Mike Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi, Junior Seau, Adelius Thomas, Asante Samuel, Ellis Hobbs, Eugene Wilson, Rodney Harrison. That's a tough gig, man. I don't think that Buccaneers offense really moves the ball well against that defense, man. I mean, Joe Jaravicius was spectacular in the postseason. I mean, Keyshawn Johnson was really nothing to write home about. I always thought he was a little overrated.
Yards.
Yeah, I just thought he was always a little overrated. I liked Keenan McCardell over him.
Yeah.
I think the X factor, I think the Buccaneers would just have to really run the football. You got to go with Mike Allstott. I mean, but again, looking at the defense and the offense, man, that's tough for the Bucs to do anything with. It is, in my opinion.
Bruschi, Junior Seau. Damn, that's a hell of a linebacker core there.
Yeah. Adelius Thomas, they got him from the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, Asante Samuel, Ellis Hobbs. That's what I'm saying. I think they lock up. They lock up Keyshawn Johnson. I think they do a good job against Keenan McCardell too. I think the X factor here is Mike Pittman and Mike Allstott getting those guys going. Brad Johnson was a good quarterback. He was good for what he did for the Bucs. I think he had like let me see. 13. Yeah, that year he had 13. He started 13 games for 3,000 yards, 22 TDs, 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's tough. I think the Buccaneers struggled to score points in this game. But going back to this, man, this is the matchup that people want to see. That Bucs defense against that Patriot offense. I mean, I don't know. That's tough, man. I think this game goes into overtime. Unless the Buccaneers kind of come out with I think it basically comes down to Tom Brady versus Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator for the
Yeah.
Bucs, and I think Monty Kiffin would have to call like one of his greatest games ever to kind of um, shut down Brady, and I think he could shut down Brady. I think he could contain Brady. Lawrence Maroney wasn't really a threat, in my opinion. I think going up against a defense like that, I think they shut him down. It's just Derek Brooks. I think that comes down to Derek Brooks and him shutting down Wes Welker, shutting down the middle of the field. And it's just the cornerback matchup, Rondé Barber and Brian Kelly on Randy Moss. John Lynch, too. I even
Yeah, John Lynch. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we all know Moss didn't like to get hit. He used to catch those balls, and what did he used to do? Run
Go
out of
down.
bounds.
Yeah, go
Go
down.
down or run out of bounds.
But John Lynch will touch you. So I mean,
Yeah, John
yeah,
Lynch. I've seen John Lynch decapitate a few people.
yeah.
I don't know. What's your prediction there? What's your final score and why?
Um, I will go. I will go 23-17.
23-17 New England.
Yeah, New England 23-17. I think it'll come down to, like I said, the fourth quarter. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a play, a catch. It's gonna be something where I don't know, somebody gets tackled for a loss, but they not down. They gonna roll over on the guy and they gonna get up and run for 25 more yards.
One
and
of
then they gonna
those.
one of them type of plays. Like, they got him contained, they just didn't get him all the way down to the ground. He rolled over and he go for another 25 yards on foot. And then they hit him with a play action, and then that play right there just open it up. But I think it'll be tight before the half. I don't see nobody really doing much of nothing.
Yeah.
Before the half.
I think you have a tie game going into the half.
Yeah, it's gonna be some cat and mouse type. Somebody gonna have to figure somebody out, and it's probably gonna take the whole 4 quarters to do it. And it's gonna be more so who capitalize on a mistake, because somebody gonna make a mistake, and it's gonna be one, that the other got to capitalize on. I think the Patriots, with the breaks they were getting around that time, it's gonna fall their way, and Lawrence Maroney, he gonna be tackled for a loss. His knee is not gonna touch. He gonna roll over on the defender. He gonna get up and keep going while everybody looking around for the whistle, and he gonna finally stop because he think he was down, but and then it's gonna be something like that, and
Right.
Brady gonna have one of the miracle passes where he's gonna
I don't
throw
know,
it.
man. I'm looking at it. I think they go in tied in the half, 14-14. No, I shouldn't say that. Maybe 10-10 in the half. And I think teams start to put a couple of points on the board. I hate to do this because I don't want to sound biased, but I don't know. That Buccaneer defense was on a different level, man. That offense for the Patriots was on a different level too. Just again, I'm not even looking at the Bucs offense and the Patriots defense just because this is the matchup right here. This is the chess match right here. This is Brady versus Monty Kiffin's defense. I don't really think it's so much about Bill Belichick and John Gruden. It's more about Monty Kiffin versus Tom Brady. And I don't know, man. That Buccaneer defense, they scored points.
Yeah.
I think the Buccaneers defense gets a turnover and they set Martin Gramatica and give the Patriots a taste of their own medicine, 17-14.
I could see them in the first half sacking Brady like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, because I feel like Brady would kind of have to get a little bit comfortable to kind of figure out what the Bucs defense was doing.
Yeah.
I think the Bucs defense would really try to make Jabbar Gaffney beat them. I think they would do a good job of locking up Randy Moss, John Lynch. Dexter Jackson was a pretty good player too while he was there. That Tampa 2 defense was on a different level. But Wes Welker, I think Derek Brooks kind of locks him up.
Yeah.
I think Wes gets open. I think Wes scores a touchdown. And sometimes the Bucs defense wasn't so good down the middle. I just think the Buccaneers would rely on the running game. I don't know. I'm going to go 17-14. Yeah, I think Mike Allstott would kind of get a touchdown in there. I think you kind of grind out that defense with Mike. That's tough, though. That's tough. I say 17-14 Bucks, man. I hate taking the I hate being biased, but I mean, defense wins championships, man. That's
Yeah.
just defense wins championships. And I mean, if you're saying, hey, Warren Sapp went down during that game, then that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a completely different ball game, or a Simeon Rice, even Derek Brooks. But I mean, I don't know. If it was a regular season game, I'd say this game would probably end in a tie. But you got to have a winner in the Super Bowl. I don't know, man. Speaking
Yeah.
of Super Bowl, before we get out of here, I don't know what happened to Leo. Before we get out of here, what's your predictions for the Super Bowl thus far? We're at the midway point of the season, man. I know it's way too early, but I like to do this. I think it's a little fun
This
here.
is probably the most wide open season I done seen in a while. Because
I can't give you a prediction. I don't know.
I don't know. Baltimore down. Like I said, Kansas City 5-4. They just lost to Buffalo Sunday.
They lost to Buffalo this Sunday. They don't lose to them in the playoffs. I hope Buffalo doesn't meet KC in the playoffs. I don't know. The Chiefs are not going to go out like that, man.
Nah, they not. I just don't think it's gonna be one of them teams in the playoffs. I mean, in the Super Bowl.
Really?
I'm not gonna say Indy because Indy is they new to it.
You know who's going to the Patriots? I mean, you know who's going to the Super Bowl? The Patriots, because of Cardi B.
You think so?
That's what my girl was saying. She was like, "Oh, now I know why the Patriots are doing good." Cardi B. She's like the Taylor Swift of the new Taylor Swift thing. I was just like, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
But I mean, it could be Indy though. Like you said,
Why
it's
not?
still early to see.
Why
Yeah.
not though? Why not? Why not Indy? I mean, I was the biggest disbeliever of that, but now that I'm seeing more and more, I'm like, hey, they're kind of stringing up some victories here against some decent opponents. I'm not counting out Jacksonville. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, Indy, I can't believe I'm saying this. They look for real. They're the real deal. I said Bucks and Ravens, but I think the Ravens are too far behind. Unless they make the playoffs, then that's a different ball game. But as far as the Bucks go, I don't know. That's a tough battle uphill, man. You guys are breathing down our necks.
NFC,
We have a lot of injuries.
Man, that's tough. NFC, I don't know. That's tough.
It's wide open. I've never seen this for the AFC.
It's open.
Yeah, the
You
AFC.
got Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would watch out for the Seahawks. I'm curious to see how they do after this trade, but I'd watch out for the Seahawks. I think they look pretty good. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm getting tired. It's been a long week. Tomorrow's Thursday, thank God. What do you got going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. It's just on IG. The IG's version of ESPN. If you don't have
That's
ESPN,
right.
so
That's
it's all
right.
there.
I tell everybody that.
Content. Yeah. Damn YouTube on Twitter. Damn_YouTube on IG. And the same thing on YouTube. Damn YouTube. Subscribe. New content. Posted every day.
There it is. There it is. He's my sports center every day. I get caught up with all the sports, man. Like I said, you posting, you do good, man. We got to get you set up with the show, man. Got to get you going with that, man. We got to get you going with that, man. Like I said, we'll talk off air. But yeah, man, I appreciate you jumping on. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm getting tired. I see you getting tired too, man. It's
long day. It's been a long week. The week ain't even over yet.
Yeah. I know, man. 2 more days. 2 more days. It's cold up here. I don't know how it is down there for you guys.
Oh, nah. It was like 72, 73 down here today.
No, tomorrow morning is going to be 31 degrees to start the morning.
Nah.
It's only it's only downhill from there. Last year, actually, there's always a couple of days out of the year where it's like minus 22 up here with wind chill.
Minus 22.
Yeah, man, it's not fun. That's when the Escalade gets parked in the garage. Yeah, it's a pavement princess. Sorry, because it won't stop. The electronics, the electronics in there. We took that thing up to New Hampshire during a snowstorm, and my girl was kind of like a little nervous. I'm like, no, man, this thing's got 4-wheel drive. We ain't getting stuck, man. I promise you that. And it ripped right through the snow. But I'll tell you what, because the mirrors kind of fold in and all the electronics and all that stuff. Yeah, it was like, I was like, yep, stop.
Yeah.
Because I would have snapped the mirrors, and I'm just like, nope. And like, it gives you like a warning, like, hey, ice possible with driving, blah, blah, blah. Change these features, and it'll change like all the automatic stuff won't engage because and I don't know. I'm happy that it does that because, like I said, like those vehicles with all the electronics in it, man, just don't fare well in the cold whatsoever. We're actually, unfortunately, we're going to be going back up to New Hampshire. New Hampshire's nice during the summertime and stuff like that because of the woods, but in the winter, man, then people get like 2, 3, 4 feet of snow, man. It's crazy.
No, I can't.
He's like, nah,
Nah. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe to visit, but not for
nah,
me to do
man.
that
I
shit.
don't. I'll when I'll find the video, I'll send you a video of my backyard of when it snows out here, and you're gonna be like, I'm good.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, it's probably crazy because my brother, he lives down in DC. And
Yeah, but they don't really get snow like we get snow. Like they
not
get a little bit of
they get
snow.
it, but not like what you saying, like three. But it be cold. And he sent me a picture one year. They was having like a snow blizzard,
Oh yeah,
and the picture was like you saw little dots or whatever. But I didn't know what the hell he was sending me a picture of because it was so blurry. But that was
yeah,
just how bad the blizzard was, and the little
yeah,
spots was like the lights and stuff on the building. And
yeah.
I'm asking like, what he doing? He said, "Man, I'm on the way to work." Like, on the way to work? What the hell? You sent me this picture? He was like, "That's what it looked like outside." I'm
Yeah,
on the way to work.
I've had to drive. I've had to drive to work in a couple of those storms, and they're not fun because I'm not worried about me. I'm mostly worried about everybody else because like you got some reckless people out there.
Yeah,
They'll go 80 when nobody's even dropped a plow yet. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I still don't understand why we're still using salt for the roads because it messes up the cars. I don't know why they just don't plow and use sand. The sand you can disperse out and it's decent for the
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an expert. All right, man. I appreciate you jumping on.
All right, man. Appreciate you
We'll
for having me again.
absolutely. Yeah, man. You guys need to hit me up Monday. I got to join the show. I want to rile some feathers up again.
Okay. Yeah. I'll send you the link.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You too. Ralph from Damn YouTube Sports Talk. Again, everything's right there. Damn YouTube Sports on X, Damn YouTube Sports Talk on Instagram, and make sure you follow the YouTube channel. Guys, appreciate you guys joining us. I'm going to try and put out another episode throughout the week. I just kind of figured, hey, it's Wednesday. We're up against the Patriots. I'm going to start. I'll wait for Daniel to do his video. Maybe I might come back either Friday or Saturday. Got to hit some people up, see if they want to do a show. I think it's going to be fun to kind of break this game down even further. Like I said, just kind of warming up to this Bucs Patriots game. We don't know what's going on yet. You know, injury report, that's yet to be determined. Not really looking good for the Bucs, but it's all good, man. I have good faith that we're going to do all right in this game. I ride with my quarterback, number 6, Baker Mayfield. Anytime he's starting, we always have a chance to win, especially the way the defense has been playing. But we'll continue to break that down. I'm going to watch some more film on the Patriots and see what's up with them. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'm extremely tired, as you can tell. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I appreciate that. And feel free to hit us up on Instagram or X with any questions, man. Appreciate you guys. Peace. And as always, put God first. Love and respect one another. Peace.